How's it going, everybody? We are here today with Johnny Rico himself, Casper Van Dien, for Starship Troopers Extermination. Johnny Rico's back. How does it feel?
It's so much fun. I love being General J. Rico. I like playing Starship Troopers Extermination because it's out in early access right now, and I've been going out playing as General J. Rico. And people are like, wait a minute, you sound like the guy from the movie. And I go, that's because I am. Now let's kill some bugs. And they're like, what? So it's been so much fun. I streamed with my daughter a couple of times. So much fun.
I gotta ask, I'm sure the audition process for this game was hell. You had a lot of competition. But actually, yeah, let's talk about that. How did this come about? Were you just approached by the developers to say, hey, we want to put Johnny Rico in this game, and I'm sure you said yes right away?
Me and Peter started talking online, and I was just like, oh man, it looks great, you guys did, and then we started talking, and he's like, I want to tell you, I had you in mind, and so he had me in mind, and I've always wanted to be in mind. Every time there's something Starship Troopers, I'm like, I'm in, and they're always like, wait, well I didn't know you'd want to be in. I'm like, you've never seen me in an interview then. I love being a part of it. It was so much fun, and when they brought me up there, I had the best time with all these people, because all the people up at Offworld, they were huge Starship Troopers fans. They had like games and toys and things from Japan for Starship Troopers in their at their offices, and then they sit down and they show me what they had created, and then I'd go, oh my God, and this reminds me of this in the movie, and they go, oh, well, we're gonna put that in. So they were so cool, and they're just like, when you have super fans of a film and then they're making it, and then when you give them other things that happen behind the scenes, they're like, oh, I'm putting that in. I was like, what? I was like, it's going to be things like people who are real fans of things, or nerds, or just geek out on things that are authentic and real. They're gonna feel. First of all, the people that don't know are gonna feel it, and they're gonna like that. But the people who do know are gonna be like, well, that's cool. Because I know that's what I'm like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was talking to the developers before this interview too, and they were talking about adding new bugs to the game. There's some that shoot now. Yeah. That's crazy. How'd you feel about seeing all this new stuff come about that's now canon in the Starship Troopers universe?
So it was incredible, because they took the 5 films and they took all the bugs from all of them, and then they added a whole bunch of new bugs. They also added armament to some of the bugs. They added the warrior bug has the tiger warrior bug, which is huge. They have so many different bugs. But then they've added the ones that shoot at you, and you have to nail them back before they get you. You have to work together as a team. That's what I like about Starship Troopers, because that's what we were all brought on together. We worked out together. We went to a boot camp together. We learned the camaraderie of that in the film. So we had that going on behind the scenes. So it was something that we used, and it was supposed to be in the film too. And every time somebody died, it was like, Kitten, Shijumi. Yeah, I get all the names that kept coming out with all these people, because I was just like, every time I was like, what are you trying to do? And he was like, I'm just trying to kill some bugs, sir. Everybody their intensity was so real. And when I'm playing the game right now, everybody's doing those lines back. I'm hearing that, I'm just trying to kill some bugs, sir. Put your hand on the wall, medic. I'm hearing all these. It is so much fun for me, because I feel like I'm in the movie. And as soon as I saw the movie, back in 1997, before it came out, before we went to the premiere, they showed it to us at Sony. And I went, you guys got to make a video game. And they're like, what? Because they weren't the video game people.
Now, yeah. I mean, as they are now.
There are some that were, but these people weren't into it at that time like I was.
Yes.
And so they didn't, it wasn't something up. But then there's been so many games that have come out that have been like when Halo came out, or Gears of War, all these things that have they had Starship Troopers feels and vibes and sometimes tributes to it, like Helldivers or whatever they wanted to do, things that were trying to be like Starship Troopers, or have some of that taste of it, because they really appreciate it. I love that. That's always cool. But I always said I wanted that that was the time I came out saying that. They're like looking at me like, what are you talking about, a video game? We're making a movie here, Casper. And then they made Starship Troopers Extermination. They have the Carnage now, where the bugs come and they pile up. And because back when I was playing big time, when I was younger, everything would disappear when you shot it.
Yes.
And I think a lot of it still does, but not in this. The Carnage, they pile up and you have to deal with it, because now the bugs can come over, or you can get on top, or you can burrow through, you can cave through, you can blow them up, but the pieces go everywhere. Even if you leave and you come back, they're still there. That is amazing to me.
The design lead, Chaz, was just telling me about all that, the Carnage system, and I'm like, you're kidding me.
No.
You really put that in there.
It's unbelievable. I'm playing this game, and I got buried alive under this. It was intense. I had another time where somebody came and rescued me, risked his life to rescue me, and help get me out. And like, let's go, Trooper. And I'm like, yes, Rico, we're not leaving you behind. And one time I got left behind, and they're like, no, Rico. So it's so surreal. But you can see that they really, I like this because I don't like the games where, and nothing offensive, some people do like it, but I don't like the games where people are like, he's dead, he's out.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I never have. It's not who I am. So I've gotten killed more trying to go back to help somebody than just because I'm like, no, I gotta get him.
Yeah, I don't like those types of games either, and I got the sense while playing it, it's just like I was just thinking, because the bugs in the movies are just absolute menaces. They mow people down like nobody's business.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's the same thing here. So teamwork is just completely all that it's about.
Yeah, so you have 16 people going out there, and you need to have a couple engineers. You need to have because they're the best at building. Everybody can build, but they're the best at it. You need to have like a medic, maybe two, a sniper, and you need to have the guardian, the ranger. You need to have a core, and you want to have them all working together. So you go out there and you're doing this, and it's cool because there's people that are team building. Building they're really good at designing a fort. And then there's people that are really good at going out, hunting down, and getting resources. And there's good people for shooters protecting and all this. And there's a good person for medic and people going back. But you want to pull your whole team. You want to make sure you get there, because when the horde comes, if you lose 2 or 3 people, that's a lot of weapons you just lost. That's 2 or 3 guns and 16. That's not a good percentage. So you want to try to keep all of them so you can get them. And that's what I've learned in playing it. And then when you try to go after you've completed the mission, or if you're going to lose the base and you have to get to the extraction point, you want to try to go all together. It's the smartest move, because you can back each other up, you can change mags, you're doing everything. It's so much fun. It's ridiculous. People are like, oh, you're just doing this because you got paid for it. Well, I got paid to do the voiceover. I did. Yeah. I don't get paid to do this or say this. This is just me.
Yeah, it's really refreshing hearing all that, because I do feel like there are some actors that may be out there, partly because they're probably not just interested in the games, but they like the characters and stuff. But it sounds like you're really into it, of course, and it sounds like you were into it from the very beginning, from the first movie. So it feels like this game has been a long time coming, not just the fact that, of course, there have been Starship Trooper games over the years, but this is one you're actually in, too.
Yeah, this is the one I am. I did do a voiceover for like 4 of them before, so I even did the voiceover for the pinball machine when it came out in 1997, the Sega Genesis pinball machine. I did a voiceover for it because I just wanted to, and I loved it, and I had so much fun. I also went and did Wing Commander 4 just because I wanted to get Mark Hamill's autograph on one of my Star Wars cards, and I did.
You're living the dream, Casper.
I'm living the dream. Full nerd out, going to this, just like I get to go to Comic-Con in 1997 for Starship Troopers, and I've been going to them all ever since. It's just hooked and line and sinker. I'm just one of those guys that loves it.
That's so cool. You are the luckiest man alive, it sounds like.
I am, because of my wife.
Yes. Good answer. You should show her this interview.
Yes, hopefully she'll see it.
Yes. So,
and she'll know.
I have 2 questions for my buddies Rob and Dave. They're big.
Okay, Rob and Dave. Okay, Rob and Dave.
They're going to love that because they're big Starship Troopers fans. Been there since day one. So I have a question from Rob, which asks, he's wondering if there are any specific lessons or ideas that you got from director Paul Verhoven, I don't know if I pronounced his name right.
Yeah, Verhoven.
Yeah, that you employed in this game to help with making the game as authentic as it can be.
That's Rob.
Yes.
So Rob, yes, this is, Paul Verhoven is somebody who he's been the biggest influence in my career. I can say that without a doubt because this is 28 years later. I'm still talking about Starship Troopers. I'm still getting paid to do different things for Starship Troopers, like a video game for Starship Troopers. I've made several movies for it. He's had one of the biggest impacts in my life. There's sometimes where I would be on the set and I would go, Paul, I don't know, man. I feel like, might be too... No, this is great, Casper. Just do it this way. Trust me. This is great. And he was right. He was right 100%. And I kept thinking, RoboCop, Spatter, Soldier of Orange, Fourth Man, at that time.
Yes.
I'm thinking all these things. And he was right. He's a great filmmaker. He was so intelligent. He'd be the first one on set, last one off set. He was always drawing, always thinking, always coming up with something very passionate, very loud, yelling with passion and just so intense. But he was doing it all because he loves movies more than anything. And you can see it when you watch his films. You know it. And so I learned from him to really be passionate. And I mean, I swear to God, I was in great shape in Starship Troopers. That guy was an old man considering, probably like my age now. But probably like what I was. But he was running around on set. He would literally be the first on, first off, and it had so much energy. Of course, he didn't have to wear a uniform like we did, and that was hot, you know. But
yeah, it looks like just you could feel that chaotic energy of that movie. And maybe chaotic's not the right word. It was organized.
It was organized chaos.
Yes. That's a good way to describe it.
It is.
Now, the other question from other superfan Dave. He wants to know, is the game aimed to give players who are fans of Starship Troopers from 1997 a true experience that does the movie justice, or is this more or less using the Starship Troopers brand name and going a different route? And I think it's more the first one from what it sounds like you're saying.
Dave, 100% Dave, 100%. You are going to be in the movie. You're going to be like, bugs, ah! Just like that, Dave. I mean, it is just like the movie. And it is like being on the movie on steroids and acid, cocaine, whatever you want to say. I've never done any of that. But I imagine what it would be like. And it would be crazy and insane. And that's what being on the movie is. I swear to God. Dave, you're going to love it. Dave's going to love it. Rob's going to love it. Oh, also, Rob, there's other thing. Paul Verhoven would put up, he'd have these giant big walls of like 8x10s of each scene, each shot in each scene, and he'd have a color tape for like when you got the visual effects, like blue, and red for visual effects, one for special effects, one for stunts, one for wardrobe, one for makeup, or whatever it was that they had to do. So sometimes there'd be 7 color tapes on each scene. Sometimes it wouldn't be needed. He knew what he needed for it, and he'd mark it all off so he knew what he needed for it. That's why we didn't have to do many reshoots or anything like that, because he's so meticulous and so prepared. I mean, that man prepares for a film. He takes it like a military production, so I also learned that from him.
Yeah, I mean, military production makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I heard that's the best way you can be as a director is over-prepare. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, he over-prepared, and he knew exactly what he wanted. He could have done a flip book, and it would have been me in the movie.
That's really cool. So I think we're going to wrap it up here, but is there anything you want to say to the fans watching at home, like about Starship Troopers Extermination? Any final thoughts you want to give them?
All right, fans at home watching this interview, you join now. Service guarantees citizenship. Welcome to the Roughnecks. You're it until you're dead or I find someone better. Come on, all you apes, you want to live forever?